Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 2 of TESOL 2003. Just want to spend a few minutes going over the assignments that you have upcoming for this week. Pull those up here. I have several documents and a video that I want you to watch this week to help prepare you for the next section of the lesson plan, which is based upon building academic vocabulary. I'm asking you to view the video that is on week 2 of Moodle about parental involvement in children's education. And then I have documents on building background vocabulary. There's an activity called Go to Your Corner on background information strategy, a Foursquare vocabulary strategy tool, and chapter 2 on our text about the essentials for English language learners. And then I'm also asking you to choose a journal article that you will be reviewing in week 6. So you're going to either use the article posted or another one that you choose. And finally, you'll have your discussion forum, just like this past week, with the initial post due on Tuesday and the response on Friday. Make sure that you are including 2 APA sources within this. This week, I counted just one as acceptable as the discussion forum focused on the chapter 2 of your text, but you need to have 2 sources for APA on each of your discussion forums. And your lesson plan, which will be due on Saturday. So let me just go ahead and click through these things and make sure that we're all straightened around for week 2. Here's the video, and here's the building background vocabulary. Go to your corner and the Foursquare vocabulary tool. Here is your discussion forum. For your discussion forum, you will read chapter 2 in the text, and then you'll go through the links that we just discussed, and you will answer these questions. Remember that 250 to 500 words on your initial post. You still need to make sure you have the 2 APA sources in there. So let's look at the lesson plan. The lesson plans, I still have probably about half of those in, and I have scored everything up to this point that has been turned in from you. And you guys have gotten off to a great start on your lesson plans. Make sure that you have included both in an English language learner standard and a content area, either math, social studies, science, history, that sort of thing, and measurable objectives for both of those. This is an interdisciplinary lesson plan, and you need both of those. So for this particular one, you're going to be looking at the rubric for the weekly section. Remember, there's a sample lesson plan for every week for you to look at too. Excuse me. Here is the lesson 2 section. It's about academic language and language demand, as I mentioned earlier. And each section this week or each element within this section is worth 5 points. So here I'm asking you to just list your vocabulary that you're going to be using for this particular lesson. Remember to define each term. And then you're gonna say, where am I going to put this academic language at within my lesson? And you need to be specific and tell me where that's going to be or what activity you will use to help your students to understand and learn the academic language. And then your context for learning. So you're going to decide, any student, and you're kind of just making this up, remember. So your class that you're teaching it to, and it could be geared toward a class that you're teaching if you're teaching at this particular time, but I'm just saying you need to make sure that you identify a class where you've listed what students need in this class. Do your English language learners need support in particular things? Do you have gifted students in here, students with IEPs or 504s that are struggling students? And list what you have, and then I want you to be ready to list the supports you're going to be giving them in this section as well. So you'll be having to have thought through your whole lesson plan and what activities you have so that you can identify what you're going to be doing right here in this particular context for learning. Again, feel free to go through and to look at the sample lesson plan that I have left for you, because that's going to be very helpful to you. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm available to you via text or email, phone calls, whatever might work for you that you think will give you the most understanding of your questions or concerns. Hope you all have a great remainder of your weekend and a wonderful week next week.